Under pressure from the international community and also fearing retaliation from Indian forces, Pakistan is finally acting on terror camps in its soil. According to details provided by India to Pakistan, there were 11 camps operating in POK. That includes 5 each in Muzaffarabad and Kotli clusters and 1 in Barnala. Some of these camps that have been shut are in Kotli as well as Nikial area run by the Lashkar in the region. This is opposite Sundarbani and Rajouri. Jaish camps have been shut down in places like Pala and Bagh area, while another one in Kotli was being run by the Hizbul Mujahideen. So finally, Pakistan being forced to shut down some of these terror camps. And keep in mind, there's no doubt about it, this is only because of the kind of strong action that India has been taking along the border that some of these terror camps have finally been shut down. What we're being told right now is that 11 such terror camps operating along POK have now been shut down. These are camps that were being run by the Lashkar-e-Taiba, by the Jaish-e-Mohammed, as well as one camp of the Hizbul Mujahideen, all of which have been shut. This is a result of the crackdown that we've seen on terror along POK and also in Kashmir, where our forces have been extremely alert and neutralizing terrorists. Shivarur is joining us with more details on this. Shiv, there's no doubt that this is a result and an impact of the Balakot strikes and the surgical strike.
Very true. The fact of the matter is, we have a situation right now, Akshita, where after the Balakot airstrikes and the diplomacy that India has mounted through the Financial Action Task Force and through various other countries that have now put pressure on Pakistan, Pakistan has clearly taken a step back and realized it can't mess around anymore as far as terror is concerned. The other point is there have been no infiltrations since the Balakot airstrike. So that is another indicator of the impact of these particular airstrikes. The most important point is what our defense editor Abhishek Bhalla is reporting, that 11 terror camps in Muzaffarabad and Kotli areas of POK have been shut down, is also because Pakistan needs to meet certain criteria and deadlines, to satisfy the Financial Action Task Force, which is going to take a final call on Pakistan's, actions against terrorists, come September. So they only have a few weeks left to actually meet all those criteria. So many maybe towards, compliance towards those international requirements. But this being Pakistan, I want to sound a note of caution, Akshita, because in the past as well, Pakistan has shut down terror camps and only to reopen them the same ones later or reopen them elsewhere. So with Pakistan, when it's anti-terror action, it still needs to be taken a little skeptically.
Now, you can't really say what Pakistan's next move is to go ahead and promote terror, because they've done that time and again. Let me also take this across to Abhishek Bhalla, who's joining us on this broadcast. Abhishek, what are the details really that you're able to pick up right now? What we're being told is that 11 terror camps along POK have now been shut down.
Well, this trend is being noticed for the last 2 months now, that Pakistan has been shutting terror camps. There is specific intelligence that our agencies have. We also have certain chatter of terrorists from across the LOC, where it's quite clear that instructions have been given from the Pakistan military to these terror launch pads that are very close to the LOC, and also camps that are a little behind. Some of them have actually shut down. There are also reports that while many of these could have been temporarily shut down for the time being, but they have relocated themselves and they are in other positions. So it's not as if Pakistan has completely put an end to their activities. But what is significant is that since Balakot, what India Today has reported earlier as well, is there have been no infiltration attempts. So that's a big takeaway as far as Indo-Pak relations are concerned. Also, in the meanwhile, Pakistan has sent in feelers urging India to de-escalate tension on the borders. Now, that's something very, very significant, because after Balakot, there had been a series of skirmishes along the line of control. There was heavy deployment of the Indian army as well as the Pakistani army. And it seems that Pakistan is finally feeling the cost of this. And that's the reason why they are at least making some attempts to show the world that they are putting in efforts to close down these terror facilities.
Right, Abhishek, stay with us. Colonel V.N. Thapar is joining us on this broadcast. Colonel Thapar, what do you make of this move? Several terror camps being shut down. Do you feel that we need to take this with a pinch of salt, considering that we're talking about Pakistan here?
Well, firstly, the very fact that such a talk is taking place that the camps are closing down is a welcome information to get. But like you correctly said, whether Pakistan is really having a change in heart, or is it just to placate, America and other people in order to show that they have done what the various countries and organizations want them to do? That is a separate matter. So I think it's a positive news that has come. Hopefully it is correct. But nevertheless, we have seen Pakistan many times coming across in a different, saying something and on the ground doing differently. So therefore, we should, with all caution. But nonetheless, this is a welcome news that has come from that side.
All right, Colonel Thapar, thanks for joining us. Kamar Cheema, Pak Defence expert, is also with us. Mr. Kamar Cheema, many are seeing this as a wake-up call of sorts for Pakistan, that finally you're acting against terror camps in your soil.
Well, I think Pakistan has been doing a lot of work to eliminate terrorism because much of the terrorist camps which were in Afghanistan, Pakistan has eliminated those, and which were on the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. But I think what is important at the moment is that this blame game must end, because the FATF has already been appreciating Pakistan, that we have done a lot of things, especially in changing the laws to so that the terrorist financing could be stopped. We have plugged all those loopholes, So I think this propaganda at the moment that is coming from your country, this is not appreciable, because
Kamar Cheema, hi, this is Shiv here. You're calling it propaganda from this country, but the fact is there have been no infiltrations from Pakistan since the Balakot strikes. There are no indications that Pakistan wants to do anything except shut down many of these camps to meet certain requirements and criteria of the Financial Action Task Force, which of course is because of the diplomacy that's been whipped up by India against Pakistan. How can you call it anything other than Pakistan completely on the back foot?
Well, the point is that what happened in Balakot, that was a sheer violation of Pakistan's sovereignty and violation of international law. But what we are talking at the moment is that the Prime Minister Imran Khan's letter, which has been written to Prime Minister Modi, that speaks volumes of the efforts and the intentions of which Pakistan wants to have for the talks with India. And we want to discuss and negotiate and everything. But if you keep on blaming, keep on coming up without evidence, things which are not acceptable for anyone, even the Saudi foreign ministers, while giving interview to your television, have said that there are no evidences. How can we talk to Pakistan on this? So I think you need to convince international community.
No, Kamar, you're talking about two completely different things. While I accept that Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, has, offered talks, that is nothing new. Every Pakistani leader has offered talks. What's the big deal? There is nothing noble about offering talks at a time, when terror is continuing. So the point is, are you saying, or is Pakistan admitting that it is cracking down on these terror camps because it wants to somehow convince India that it is making the atmosphere conducive for talks? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think every responsible and a good country will always seek for improving relations with other countries, and will like to address the issues which are there. For example, if India has an issue on something, we need to address that. That is going to help us, and that is going to move things forward. And that will make Pakistan more responsible country, because that if a country is asking for something, we are here to help India. But at the same time, I think the confidence, there are certain lobbies in Pakistan which believe that time and again Pakistan is asking for talks and discussions, but this negative response and this response which is coming from India, which is not appreciable. So we must not talk to India. So I think rather being hawk, we need to be dove, and we need to move forward.
Okay, but there will still be questions about whether this is a crackdown or just another eyewash by Pakistan. Mr. Kamar Cheema, thanks for joining us. Thanks to Shivarur as well.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.